Salut, c'est Marie, and today I'm going to share 4 things that I enjoyed this month. There's going to be 2 objects, 1 app and 1 book. My first and absolute new thing this month in my life is my bookshelf that you can see right behind me. Now, I had this wall in my apartment and it was very empty, and that's a shame because, that's kind of the first thing you see when you enter this flat. So I decided that I was going to do something with it, and I decided that I was also going to make this my YouTube background. So I went on Pinterest looking for inspiration, and I saw those huge blue bookshelves that I really, really liked. I really liked the visual, and I really wanted a piece that said something about me. Some place where I could display who I am, where I could display little bits of what I like, books, decorations, little reminders of things. The problem with blue bookshelves is that they are really, really, really expensive, and they usually are very big as well. I didn't have a lot of space. So I went on Amazon to try and find a blue bookshelf that wasn't so expensive, and I couldn't find any. What I found was white bookshelves. I finally stumbled across this model, which I really liked because it's really thin and it has this wide base. So I bought this and I thought, well, I'm going to paint it myself. The whole process is very, the word is smoothing. Not smoothie, smoothing. Soothing. What is it? Relaxing. Yeah, okay, I can say relaxing. I don't know if you ever painted furniture or walls before, but the whole process is very relaxing. And I had this few days where I would paint pieces of the bookshelf, and it was very, very nice. And I finally put it all together, and now I have a proper YouTube background that is not this yellow, awful radiator that I can't wait to be able to paint as well. My second favorite thing this month is my headboard. A couple of years ago, I built myself a headboard for my bedroom. I wanted something that was rustic and functional at the same time. Once again on Pinterest, I went and I saw those headboard made with pallets. My parents are farmers. I grew up in a farm, so we had those pallets everywhere in the farm. So I decided to pick 2 that I would do something with them, and I started cutting them, and I had some help from my grandfather as well at the time. And I ended up with this headboard that I really, really love because it has those little nooks on the top where you can slide your books in, and nooks also on the sides where you can put your phone, your glasses and everything. It's not displayed, it has a space somewhere. The problem was that my room here is not deep enough for me to have the bed plus the headboard. If I do that, I cannot go to the other side of the room anymore. So I was a little bit disappointed because I really wanted this piece that I made, which I really love. But then I thought, a headboard is not just for a bed, right? It's also for a sofa. So I finally convinced my dad to, because I live on the 4th floor and there is no lift, so I finally convinced my dad to bring me those pallets, bring me my headboard, and we installed it last week. This is the end result. Really love it because it still has those nooks which I haven't filled yet. I'm going to put books here when I run out of space in my bookshelf. I have this plan of putting paintings in there as well. It's going to be grand. I just love it. Now, an app that I really enjoyed this month is the app Sketches. Now, Sketches is an application that allows you to do all kinds of sketches. Do all kinds of sketches. They have brushes, you can do watercolors, you can do whatever you want with it. And as is, I'm not using it too much because I don't have an Apple Pencil. I'm using it in a very, very specific way. Excites me maybe a little bit too much. Is video editing. I'm using it to add those titles, those hand-drawn things that you see on my videos. This is made with the app Sketches. I'm just basically recording myself writing those things on the Sketch app, and I'm adding them in Final Cut Pro and with the green background stuff, and I end up doing something that I think looks cool, right? What do you think? And finally, the book I really enjoyed this month is a book that I didn't meant to read. I was just in between 2 books when I was on a walk, and I wanted to listen to some things. And I just, tapped on the first book that was suggested to me. And this book happened to be Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson, and I got sucked in. I had read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it, so Manson's style was not completely new to me. This book was just filled with amazing stories that I didn't know. Stories taken from modern history as well as Greek mythology, so it was just really fascinating. And I especially liked the last chapter of the book, which I'm going to read you an extract of. I dare to hope that people will stop suppressing either their thinking brain or their feeling brain and marry the two in a holy matrimony of emotional stability and psychological maturity. That people will become aware of the pitfalls of their own desires, of the seduction of their comforts, of the destruction behind their whims, and will instead seek out the discomfort that will force them to grow. If you feel like you don't have a specific purpose to your life, if you feel a little bit hopeless, I encourage you to read this book, and I think you're really going to get something out of it, and you probably will think about your life in a different way after it. Now, I really enjoyed filming this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and what do you think? Should this type of video be a regular thing?